This animated video is entitled Buzzwords, Moving to Behavioral Descriptors, presented by the Capacity Building Center for States and the Children's Bureau. A bee flies across the screen carrying a word cloud that includes negative adjectives such as unstable, hostile, non-compliant, and dirty. The bee drops the word cloud into a wagon labeled case record, which is next to a little boy standing with his family, his mom, dad, and 2 sisters. Buzzwords are subjective language with negative connotations used to describe an action, a person, or a behavior. Buzzwords sometimes find their way into case records. Buzzwords sting all of us. The animation shows a large negative word cloud encompassing the entire family. An animation shows birds flying above the boy and his family. Moving to behavioral descriptors. One family's story. The animation shows the little boy alone with his wagon, labeled case record, and a phone on the left, labeled intake hotline. The school counselor speaks to intake staff over the phone.
I am so concerned about him. He always looks filthy and unkempt. He came to school again today really nasty, dirty, just a complete mess.
The animation shows 2 bees dropping buzzwords, filthy, unkempt, and dirty, into the little boy's wagon. A neighbor speaks to a child welfare investigator.
Oh yeah, he's a mess. But I'm not surprised. The whole family's a mess. You should see his crazy mama. She's unstable. And the dad, he's worse. He's plain hostile.
The animation shows a bee dropping the buzzwords crazy, unstable, and hostile into the little boy's wagon. The animation shows a caseworker in front of her computer.
So I'm transferring this case to you today. The mom and dad are hard to reach. I expect they're going to be non-compliant. Let me know if you have any questions after you read the report.
The bee flies across the screen with the words, summary finding of neglect, child unkempt, filthy, parents, hostile, non-compliant. The bee drops the buzzword non-compliant into the little boy's case record wagon. An animation shows a judge's gavel and child welfare staff presenting the case in court.
Yes, Your Honor. According to the school counselor, he often appeared unkempt and filthy. When the investigator interviewed the neighbor, he characterized the mother as crazy and unstable. He described the father as being hostile.
A picture of a notepad entitled Court Record appears on screen. The notepad reads, child frequently appears filthy and unkempt. Mother appears to be unstable. Both parents are non-compliant. Thought bubbles above the little boy's parents read, too much, can't cope, can't believe this is happening.
Buzzwords create stereotypes, perpetuate negative characterizations of children and adults, and adversely influence engagement and decision-making. They may be used to diminish or control people. Words packed with negative connotations, when repeated in documentation, can follow a child or parent from an initial intake call throughout the life of a case. Left unchecked, assessments are biased or inaccurate, resulting in case plans with goals, steps, or services that aren't matched to real needs. Unnecessary child removals take place, and reunification with the family might take longer or not happen at all. Labeled with the negative buzzword that stays with him or her forever, a child becomes harder to place in foster care. What can you do to prevent this? When you see or hear a buzzword, ask, does this word really explain a behavior clearly? Could this create unintended bias or negative connotations? When you see or hear a buzzword, stop. Ask what the reporting party means by the statement in order to provide context and clarification.
When you say he is unkempt and filthy, what does he look like? How often did that happen?
Well, he came to school wearing the same clothing several days in a row now, so they're a little dirty. The oversized jacket he wears is torn and ragged.
Can you give me an example of what makes Miss Smith crazy or unstable?
She rarely smiles. I wave hello to her when I see her, but she just looks away and doesn't make any eye contact. I've seen her come out into the yard wearing pajamas to yell at the children. I've seen her break down crying, too.
A word cloud appears on screen, covering the boy and his family. It contains all of the buzzwords previously mentioned in this video.
When you ask more questions, you get better descriptions about what's actually going on.
The word cloud fades away, revealing the boy and his family. A child welfare assessment form drops into the boy's wagon. Birds fly through the air.
Armed with unbiased information, you can make assessments that are more accurate, provide more targeted services, and make decisions with families leading to better outcomes for children. Do your part. Take the sting out of buzzwords.
An animation shows the boy with a happy expression pulling his wagon. The wagon contains a pot full of honey. This video was created by the Capacity Building Center for States, funded by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Administration for Children and Families, Children's Bureau, under contract number HHSP 2332-0140-0033C.